Hello, Jonas.
Hello.
Nice to meet
Hel-
you again. Jonas is our Tuina teacher in Institute Bauku, and we are very happy to run again the advanced Tuina program with him. And today we want to talk about martial arts because Jonas has a lot of connection with martial arts and how martial arts influence and are connected with Chinese medicine. So, can we start our conversation with your history in martial arts? How you started? What styles have you practiced?
Yeah, so I started relatively early in life. And I did a little bit of taekwondo, I did a little bit of Western boxing, I did some Chao, which is like Southern praying mantis. Um, and then when I was about 18, something like that, I met Tai Chi. And that, long story short, it changed my life quite dramatically. My whole body had been in a decade for some time, so I had to like rebuild my strength and also my mind. So I started to do Tai Chi in 1988, and I started with a Danish teacher, Lars Klug, and then I moved to Los Angeles, where my Tai Chi grandmaster is living. His name is Dong Kai, and he's the third generation of Tai Chi Chuan young style masters. And he's kind of retiring now, and so I'm proud to say that I'm bringing in his son, Master Chenwei Dong, now to Copenhagen, where I live. I think it was my first Kung Fu teacher in New York City that got me into thinking about Chinese medicine a little bit. First of all, through a lot of injuries in his classes. And then he fixed them. Sometimes he gave me like liniments to put on my hands so I could harden them a little bit better. I'm kind of like a skinny guy, and I always been. So I always needed to do somehow a little bit of extra work when I was sparring with people and stuff like that. Okay, so Tai Chi over time slowly brought me into Chinese medicine. And then I started to do Chinese medicine. I finished school as an acupuncturist in 2008. And during those years, studying acupuncture, we had no introduction to Tuina massage. And when I finished the exam, I got a book from my wife. It's called A Tooth from a Tiger's Mouth by a guy called Tom Bisio. And halfway through the book, which is about using Qi Gong and simple Chinese medicine to rehabilitate after injuries, it got me so intrigued, and I was like, why don't we have Tuina massage in Denmark? And I started to look online and ask people, and nobody knew anybody that was doing Tuina in those days in Denmark. There was a angry Chinese guy in the city of Copenhagen that did a little bit of Tuina, but he was more into like bone setting and acupuncture. He didn't do a lot of the soft tissue massage. So I wrote Tom Bisio an email, and then it was the beginning of a 8 or 9 years long journey with Tom and his partner, Dr. Frank Butler, and they put together a system of Tuina called they called it the Zhonggu Tuina in those days. So first I brought Tom into Copenhagen, and then I started to travel back and forth to New York. I'm half American, so it was some somehow easy for me to go to New York, and I could just stay with my father and take their classes over there. And yeah, so they started to train me in being an instructor of their system. Tom came into Chinese medicine also through martial arts, and Frank Butler, pretty much the same thing. So there is definitely a very strong connection between martial arts and Chinese medicine. So I started to learn Tuina with Tom and Frank, and that put me on a wonderful journey that I'm still on. I really utterly like doing Chinese medicine. It's I'm very privileged to be able to study that in this life. And then,
And
huh?
do you think that the roots of Tuina are connected with martial arts?
There's a
The root
lot
of
of there's a
hmm
lot of writing that seems to be pointing at the direction that a lot of the techniques with the soft tissue, but also with the bone setting, comes from the warring state period, where a lot of different generals were fighting each other in China. But there's a lot of writing that mentions Tuina. Before Tuina, there was a system called Anmo. That's more like acupressure.
yes,
Tuina has a lot of oscillating movements. Oscillating is to make a wave, yeah, through the body. And since we are like 60% water, maybe even more, yeah, so
yes,
it makes sense to do wave-like movements through the body. Um, yeah, I don't know how many percent of Tuina, but originally there was, there was just Tuina, and now there's like different kinds of Tuina. There's some people who call it Tuina for children, Tuina for Sang Fu. Tom and Frank also used to teach another version of Tuina called Sang Fu, which is more like organ regulating Tuina. Uh, I still use it, but I don't use it too much in my clinic. My setup in my clinic is a little bit shorter time, I think. And I really like the Tuina that I learned, the Zhonggu Tuina. That's the stuff that I practice in my clinic.
hmm
Um, okay. Yeah.
So
So
what you teach is more for like working with muscles and bones, yes?
yeah. So when I teach these 4 weekends that I also teach here in Copenhagen, but also teach in Gdansk with you guys, and I've been teaching in Norway. I taught in Switzerland, and it's 4 weekends where you learn protocols and how to treat different areas of the body, but it's the soft tissue. I don't teach manipulations or bone
Mm-hmm.
setting. In Chinese,
Yes.
it's a zhonggu. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Tuina just means to grab and push and grab.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what I teach now, because a lot of European countries, they have strict laws and rules about who should be allowed to do manipulations.
Yes, of
Yeah.
course.
In
Mm-hmm.
Denmark, it's chiropractors, osteopaths, and
Physio.
physiotherapists. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. So,
Um,
and how long usually normal treatment lasts to just give a picture to the people how
if
many?
you only treat with Tuina, I would say about 30 to 40 minutes.
Okay,
But
so
that
it's
but
not long.
it's not long. It's a very dynamic massage style. You can do it longer, and you can also actually do it shorter if you combine it. It's very easy to combine with acupuncture, of course, but it's also easy to combine with reflexology, normal massage, sports massage. You can mix it up with a lot of different styles. And also, that's what I found was so brilliant with Tuina, that you can intermix it with a lot of different styles.
A lot of
Um,
treatment modalities, yes.
yeah,
And do you think it's useful also for some emotional stuff, like for example, to calm some calm the mind, calm down the emotions?
absolutely. I mean, just by I think one of the first concepts that you learn in Tuina is if you are in the healing process of treating somebody, you have to touch. Just by touching somebody, if you're coming in with a good easygoing chi in your body, yeah, it's uh it's usually already by touch you soothe a little bit, and then by doing Tuina, um, yeah, it definitely spreads out all the stagnations in the body and makes people, yeah, it can be a little uncomfortable sometimes, but afterwards, usually people they feel really good. They feel nice and calm. They're awake, you know. They see more clearly. It's very common here in
Yes.
Denmark. After I treated people, they say, "Oh, I think my eyes got a little bit better." So stuff like that. And I think
Uh,
it's an important part of my martial arts journey also, because they are connected, but they're also a little bit opposite. Like for in Chinese medicine, we use the points to heal people. In martial arts, we use the points to hurt people.
okay.
Yeah. So they are different views, but they're doing the same thing. And also what they have in common is the concept of a yangshen, like to nourish your life or your destiny. Yeah.
Yes.
Because if you're not in good shape, you cannot fight. And if you're not relaxed mentally and physically, it's difficult to treat people. So in the Tuina world, you have to do some kind of movement stuff to make your body move easier or as a unit or whatever. And in my case, it's Qi Gong. And when I teach this program that I learned from Tom and Frank, uh, there are specific Qigong forms that goes with the Tuina. So it's like you cannot play soccer or you cannot do yoga. You can still do that, but it does not help your Tuina work. You have to do like specific Qigong stuff. Yeah,
So
Qigong
in fact,
forms.
it's a kind of journey that you not only learn, it's a kind of deeper process that you don't only learn the massage, how to
Mm,
massage, what are the techniques, but
yeah.
you have also to somehow develop yourself by Qigong.
Yeah, yeah. It actually a side story to that is that I learned TCM when I went to acupuncture school, and I like TCM. TCM works, but it never really like clinged in my heart. It never really opened my heart.
Yeah.
Tuina did for sure.
Okay.
It was
Okay.
way in, and I found another style of acupuncture that. I like more than TCM because it talks to me in a different way that for me makes more logic. And it's a Dong style of acupuncture. My Tai Chi master and the Dong family in Taiwan has nothing to do with each other. It's a very common last name. Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, so it's always been like it's a journey for me.
Yeah, but generally studying any Eastern arts is like a kind of journey that it's not like linear journey, but it's like constantly coming back to the beginning and going deeper and deeper.
Yeah. So yeah, you and I'm not a patient man.
Okay.
But sometimes you have to like develop some kind of patient mind to just like, okay, I need to hang out here with a certain point and wait for it. And that's not always easy in an acupuncture clinic setup, but also like practicing yourself. You have to like do it for many years and see what happens. The way that I practice and teach Tai Chi Chuan now, or Qi Gong or meditation is definitely not the same thing like it was 20 years ago. It changes over time because I get older and my students get older and I get new students. And the same thing with Tuina. I think some of the biggest, let's say, jumps I had in my development with Tuina was within the last year of being in that system. And then Tom and Frank split up. And that was kind of difficult for me, but it also made room for a lot of development because now I was kind of like on my own. Um,
Yeah,
so
so somehow you had to develop your own, after learning everything, you had to develop your own way, to find your
yeah,
own way.
yeah,
Okay.
definitely. I have to figure out, okay, I cannot lean against the book, the textbook that they wrote to the system. I have to do something else. And then I started to study myself. And for some years, I also had an apprentice, and I learned a lot from him just by watching him and
Yes.
schooling him. Yeah. So that was also like a really good setup for me as a teacher and just learning more about Tuina. Um,
But for how long you had to study before you started to teach?
I think I was beginning to teach by myself after like 7 years with Tom and Frank, and I got a lot
Yeah.
of I think I got a lot of extra attention and stuff like that. Maybe it was just because I wanted to feel special. I don't know, but they definitely taught me stuff that I saw in other classes that they didn't really teach that much. But
Okay.
yeah, um,
Okay.
and yeah, it's like martial arts. You have to pay your honors to your teachers.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. And
because they're also learning. Yeah.
you can't also hurry in such learning such art, because it's like about also like ripening somehow as a practitioner and then as a teacher.
Yeah, yeah, you have to like you have to yeah, it's like good wine. You have to stay on the shelf a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, and just get ready. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you're not ready to do stuff. There's
Okay.
definitely some part of my medicine journey that I wasn't ready for when back then, but now I am. And
Okay.
now it's even going, further steps.
Okay.
So it's yeah, I'm looking forward to the next 30 years in Chinese medicine and martial arts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And right now we hope to see you, to meet you soon in Gdańsk then.
Yeah, yeah. So I've
Okay.
been coming to Poland for quite a time now, and
Yeah.
we finished one round of the 4 weekends last year in 25, and now we are starting again in March. So
Yeah.
the first weekend is about how to learn protocol to treat the whole body. So it's a full
Yeah.
body treatment.
So it's a very good way to somehow taste the system, have a good taste of
Yeah,
how
you
you
definitely.
teach, and
Yeah.
how they will be, the participants will be able to work also.
Yeah, it gives you a sense of how does it feel working on the entire body.
Yes.
And then on the second weekend, we go into specific treatments. And it's specific
Yes.
treatments for
Yes.
the upper
Yes.
body, like, a frozen shoulder, elbows, all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And then the third weekend, we have conditions for the lower body, like a pulled groin muscle, knee issues, ankle issues, foot inch, yeah, all the way to the toes, right?
Yeah.
And then you do the fourth weekend is more like internal stuff. It's a little bit shorter, but it's where you learn the most advanced hand techniques. So there's a little over 30 hand techniques in the Tuina system that I teach. There is more out on the market for sure, different ways to do a lot of stuff. The fourth weekend is more internal, like asthma attacks, dysmenorrhea, you know, cyst in the breast, stuff like that. Yeah, hypertension,
Yes.
a lot of hypertension protocols.
Yeah, but anyway, it's good to come and to just even taste and check whether it's suitable for someone.
Yeah,
Just for
absolutely. You
first three
can
days, it's a really good start on this path.
absolutely, and it's you can come as an acupuncturist, as a herbalist, but you can come in straight from the street.
Yes, yes,
You don't
yes,
have to be doing any kind of martial arts or any kind of Chinese medicine or even medicine. It could be Japanese medicine, whatever. You can just come in as you are. And
yes,
it's a wonderful entry to Chinese medicine, or maybe also
exactly.
to Qi Gong and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's a
Okay,
very useful system. Excuse me. Yeah.
okay. So, thank you for a very nice conversation,
Thank
and
you.
hope to see you soon in Gdańsk.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let me invite everybody to come to Gdansk in March. Stay in touch with Dobrochna or Roman at the Institute of Baoku. And yeah, hope to see you.
Yeah, okay.
And
Thank
happy
you.
happy Chinese New Year's next week.
Happy New Year.